my name is Betsy and I'm a singing teacher at TakeLessons. Do you want to know how to get rid of stage fright when singing? Well, in this lesson, you're going to learn about all the causes of stage fright and how to avoid it during your next performance. So stay tuned and don't forget to click the link below to check out our free online singing classes. So let's talk about stage fright. Stage fright is totally normal, and it just basically is when you get a lot of nerves before you perform. I feel like everybody that I know is super comfortable singing by themselves in their car or in their shower, but you put them in front of a group of people and all of a sudden they're afraid to sing and open their mouths. I don't know a single performer that I've ever worked with that can honestly say that they've never been nervous or scared. It shouldn't be debilitating though. You should be able to work through it and realize that nothing bad is going to happen, that most likely things are going to be fine. You've prepared, you've rehearsed, this is what you do, so you can do it. Stage fright would lead to your voice shaking or not being able to control your breath. Even your body starts shaking or tremoring. Some people sweat a lot when they get stage fright. So just being able to kind of calm yourself down and get in your head and just realize that it's okay. You're just going to sing. Nothing's going to happen. The world's not going to come crashing down on your head. It's all right. In the days leading up to a performance, if you know you're going to be nervous, my best advice is to practice. I find that being prepared and knowing exactly what's going to go on, visualize the performance in your head, go over things 100 times, because it's better to be well rehearsed and practiced than it is to try to just wing it. I know for myself, I get very nervous if I try to wing anything. I like to rehearse, I like to practice and really go over and visualize what it's going to look like at the end of it. That helps me control my nerves a lot. I feel like you know that you've prepared enough for a performance if it's really memorized. If you, as a singer, can sing it a cappella, if you don't need to sing along with another voice, if you don't need to sing with a track, if you can hold it on your own without any help, then you know you actually know it. If you're kind of relying on things and singing along with a track, or if you're singing along with the recording of something, I think you're probably going to make more mistakes because you don't actually know the notes, you don't actually know the words. Practice it until you can do it in your sleep back and forth. For instance, I think I've probably practiced the Star Spangled Banner about 10,000 times because I know that when I sing it at a big event, there's a lot of people watching. It's before a race or something or a game. Everybody's looking at you. I don't want to have any question of what my notes are. I want it to be so well rehearsed that there's no chance of me blanking on it. My best advice is to just take deep breaths and try to control your breathing and your diaphragm. I always tell my voice students, take a deep breath, close your eyes, say, I'm a singer, I'm just going to sing now. And it's very simple, and that's how I get over stage fright. I don't think that a CPA or an accountant gets super nervous to go do taxes. It's the same thing for a singer. You're a singer and you're going to sing. It's very simple. And I sometimes have to remind myself that as well before I perform. There's a breathing method. I call it the 3-4-5. I don't actually know what it's really called, but I'll take a deep breath for 5 seconds and I'll breathe it in, and then you hold your breath for 4 seconds and then you exhale for 3 seconds, and it just kind of calms everything down. So I'll breathe in and hold and then exhale. And do that like 4 or 5 times in a row, and it really does kind of slow everything down, slows your pulse down, and you can focus a little bit better. Another thing that really helps me for stage fright is warming up properly. So I know as a singer, I always like to stretch, make sure that my body is loose, that my shoulders aren't tight, I'm not carrying any tension in my neck or anywhere around my throat. So I'm going to vocalize, I'm going to warm up my voice really well. I know some people like to jump, get out some nerves, get the blood flowing. A lot of singers and a lot of choirs that I've sung with will actually have like a little bit of a stretch warm-up kind of a session before we actually rehearse. That's pretty normal. Same thing with like an opera or a musical. You'll have like a cast warm-up. I think it's important to limber up and be comfortable so that you can be vocally healthy and you're not carrying any tension, even if you are nervous or you do have a little bit of stage fright. Once you're in the middle of something, hopefully you've relaxed by now, but I mean, if you're on stage and all of a sudden, you know, your big solo's coming up or something like that, again, just take a few seconds, focus your mind, think about what's coming up, think about your first note, what's your first word. I take a couple deep breaths, and then depending if it's a choir or if it's an opera or if it's a musical, a good thing is to just watch your conductor. If you're in a choir, just keep your eyes on them, make sure that you're coming in correctly, you're counting, you're not missing a rest or you're not late. So just keep your eyes on your conductor. That'll help a lot because they're guiding you. If you're a musical and you're acting or in an opera, I think it's important to just kind of look out past the audience. Don't try to focus on one person. Think about the meaning, think about the words and the intent, and then let that kind of take you emotionally away from being scared into the scene. I think it's important that you realize that as a performer, you are not expected to be perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect performance. I've never had one. Mistakes happen and that's okay. It's live music. If people wanted something perfect, they would just put on a CD and listen to it because that's been digitally, remastered. Live performance, some of the beauty of it is that things do happen and things do go wrong. That thought process kind of helps me not to have stage fright because I realize it's a little bit out of your hands and it's going to be okay and it's going to be good and everybody is there to have the same experience that you are. Which of these tips has helped you overcome stage fright? Do you have any more suggestions to share? Leave a comment and let us know. And if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing so you can receive more helpful singing lessons.